Ladies and gentlemen, it's probably one of those questions that we ask ourselves often, especially if we do anything with graphics, design. That is, we want to have access to good quality photography, space imagery and all that, and we sometimes wonder where to go, how to use it, what to do with it. The CREODIAS Platform, access to Earth observation images for everyone. Application examples, here to talk to you about it. Maciej Jurzyk, data scientist at CloudFerro. Maciej, the floor is yours.
My name is Maciej Jurzyk. I'm working in CloudFerro as a data scientist, specialized in EO data. And also I'm graduated student in Warsaw University of Technology in the field of spatial planning. So my everyday work is about spatial data. My presentation will take about 50 minutes, and after it I plan time for questions. So CloudFerro is a Polish private IT company established in 2015. We are specialized with cloud computing services, especially for space, industry, climate research, and science community. It's the biggest Polish cloud service with servers in different locations all over Europe. In 2017, we launched a CREODIAS Platform, which, in my opinion, completely changed the access to Earth observation data in Europe. CloudFerro has been trusted by leading European companies and scientific institutions, including European Space Agency, Polish Space Agency, German Aerospace Center, or European Center of Medium-Range Weather Forecasts. Also, you can see a lot of scientific institutions trusted by CloudFerro. As an introduction to CREODIAS service, I need to mention about Copernicus program. What is Copernicus program? And it's a European Union's Earth observation program looking at our planet and its environment benefit all European citizens. European Union believes that free, open Earth observation data is a crucial part in process of creating a aware science community. Open EO data brings a tremendous science value. And Copernicus program is divided into 6 different modules, and each of them helps European Union countries in smart, spatial, and emergency management to track surface changes, Earth surface changes in time, and many more. CREODIAS Platform, on the other hand, is a platform with access to Earth observation data. CREODIAS is based on several modules. It's EO Finder, a place where you can actually download and find data. It's also EO Browser, and I truly recommend you to check it because it's free and available for everyone. But one of the most important part of CREODIAS platform is a cloud dashboard, cloud computing service with access to about 30-40 petabytes of ready-to-use Earth observation data to work with. You can also find a Jupyter notebook and third-party applications. It's more for more advanced users, I think. But the main core of Copernicus program is Sentinel mission with varied satellite constellations. Each of them is responsible for obtaining data from different parts of Earth observation. CREODIAS platform also offers a very high resolution commercial data. And now here you can see the scheme of CREODIAS platform functioning. It's cloud computing service with ready-to-use open data. And now I will show you some examples of satellite images from the Sentinel mission. It's satellite 1 radar data. And now you can see Sentinel 2 MSI multi-spectral instrument data. It's a beautiful image. And now it's a winner of CREODIAS EO satellite image competition It was chosen to be the most beautiful image last year, and I really love it. I think it's fabulous, looks really good. But why remote sensing is so fascinating for me? It's all about spectral resolution. It allows you to see invisible things. For example, cell structure of plants. We can calculate different indicators, illustrate the amount of the chlorophyll or amount of water inside the vegetation. You can see crops condition, analyze even soil, rocks, temperature, and air pollution. The possibilities of using EO data are huge, and many industries and companies are using this data. And here you can see some examples. It's oceanography, climatology, it's crisis management. I choose today for today's presentation urban management and also air pollution monitoring to highlight you. And now I'm going to show you my example of EO data usage. During my studies, I was really fascinated by urban heat island phenomenon. Urban areas are much hotter than rural regions. Cities are places of intensification of humans' impact into environment. I think we all agree with it. We can experience it during heat waves, and also heat waves are really dangerous weather condition. It's the most dangerous, the most deadly weather extreme. It kills a lot of people every year. And the main risk group is seniors and also young people, athletes, workers, physical workers. And I'm really fascinated by this phenomenon. And I have created this satellite map based on. I created map based on satellite image from Landsat satellite because it's based on the thermal sensor. It allows us to calculate land surface temperature, and I use this data to automatically detect places full of concrete without vegetation, and places like this. This is my. This is a theater square in Warsaw, and it's full of concrete. A lot of cars is parking there, but here you can see example without any cars, without people, and it's one of the most unpleasant place in Warsaw, I guess. And it's a huge problem. It's not only in Warsaw, but in other Polish cities. And I have created simple index based on satellite data to create to change these places from concrete into the more green urban regions, like this and this. So here you can see my prototype map of my index. This is the places with the highest temperature without vegetation, but also my indicator considered population density. It's places decreasing our thermal comfort during heat waves and places unpleasant to be during heat waves. I believe that the index can be useful tool in identification places dangerous for citizens. But also I use this indicator in my master thesis, so it was useful. And another great example, here you can see also these places tracked by my index. It's a lot of buildings, a lot of temperature without vegetation. But now we have another great example of usage of Earth observation data. It's bring us to March 2020, the COVID pandemic outbreak in Europe. Sentinel-5 is able to analyze air pollution, for example, carbon monoxide and In this case, particularly is nitrogen NOx. It's nitrogen monoxide, dioxide, trioxide. It's air pollution emitted by cars. And NOx with solar radiation is creating ozone, and consequently the photochemical smog, which is really deadly for humans. And during first wave of pandemic, we can observe a decrease of the air pollution above the Europe caused by car movement stop. And we need to wait. Oh, now we can see January, February. It's the most polluted region is near Milano, Italy. And now we have like March and April. It's without this photochemical smog. And now we can see the similar thing above China. So the number of possibilities of EO data usage is increasing every year, and it's limited only by imagination and creativity of analytics. I believe that we need to use this data more because it's really useful. Thank you very much for today. If you have a question, I will be very happy to answer.
Any questions from the audience? Because I definitely have a couple of questions. It's actually quite shockingly interesting what you've just said.
Yeah.
And using the word shockingly interesting, because I'm surprised. How many of you had come across this data or this type of data visualization before? Raise your hand, please. So basically, not type, but specifically from that satellite and generally looking at countries and continents like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Would you consider it popular now? Does everyone know the actual... I mean, is this well utilized? Because we all know about local air quality sensors and different companies doing that. But this is, I mean, this kind of touches your imagination in a way that's very blunt, very direct. So what is missing in the equation? That's my first. Because I would say that few people outside space exploration experts and enthusiasts know about the potential of this technology.
Yeah, potential of this technology is huge, but I think that the biggest problem is society awareness, but also the data that I show you. It's really good, but but the spatial resolution is not so huge, and it's 1 pixel is about 3 kilometers, I guess. So it's good for the big scale maps, but...
For instance, throughout your imagery about Europe, I mean, who knew before this presentation and Milan is facing such issues, and for most of this presentation the Milan region looked like the only really seriously affected region.
Yes, but I think also this is Milan because of this is particular NOx, and if we choose
matter,
if we choose, for example, different pollutions, it should be Poland. And
talking like PM10, PM
exactly.
2.5. Okay.
And last year I've been on the Erasmus program in Lisbon, and in urban climatology and climatology classes, a teacher said to everybody that when we have classes about the air pollution above Europe, he said, "Oh, hello, students from Poland."
Are you still alive?
Yeah, it's really dangerous, and. Yeah, but if we look at this data, we can quickly track all big cities.
Hello, I have a question. If there would be somebody in Poland interested to start using Copernicus data, how would you recommend them to start with the CREODIAS platform? Because it seems really overwhelming on first sight. So are there some data to play, like Sandbox, this kind of tools? Thank you.
If somebody is interested in CREODIAS platform, the access to platform is completely free, and we encourage everybody to use CREODIAS platform. We encourage students. I encourage my grandmother to use it. So Yeah, but if you would like to use it like more serious, we can. I think we have. We can give you access with the test amount of like virtual money to have your own virtual machine calculations to just start using CREODIAS Platform. But I think the most challenging thing in CREODIAS Platform is encourage public sector to use it, because I don't think in Poland it's so common to use by local governments.
Okay. Next question.
How can we raise social awareness of this kind of data?
Oh, it's I think I'm wondering about it for I think 1-2 years. It's really difficult. Me personally, I talk with my friends a lot. I'm showing a lot of data. I'm so excited about it. But in the huge scale, for example, in my city, in Poland, or I don't know, in my university, it's a huge challenge. I don't know how to answer it. Sorry.
Hi. Some examples of urban spreading implementation of this kind of technology.
Can you repeat? Sorry.
Some examples of implementing this kind of technology to urban spreading.
It's about air pollution, yeah? You think?
Not only urbanization.
I think I don't really know. It's when we are talking about the air pollution in urban areas, I think the scale is a problem, the quality of data, and it's because it's 3 kilometers, and some cities are not so big to track. Even Warsaw is a huge problem to track the local changes in the air pollution, but can we?
That's why I asked, because we are not talking about planning about individual blocks, but more like directions where the pollution is moving, where are the places that.
Yeah. Okay. But so. I think in Poland particularly is bigger because we don't really have special planning in Poland, and when we have access to data that can show you exactly that here we have pollutions, here we have the urban heat island phenomenon problems, so. Yeah, exactly, and an increase, and are dangerous for people, and in Poland it's doesn't exist. Yeah, so we need to encourage governments, but yeah, it's a huge problem. Sorry.
So as we all can see, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very, very, very challenging topic with a big storytelling gap. One should say we keep coming back to the quality of communication around issues. Maciej, you reminded me, in Kraków we have a festival. It's BNP Green Film Festival. It's all about environment. You may have heard about it. And during this edition, there was a very interesting film about the topic of climate deniers. Because this phenomenon we are all hearing about, well, there is ample proof on the scientific side that this is something to be treated seriously, right? But at the same time, someone decided they should track back how this whole movement of climate deniers started scientifically through research papers, through media. And it turned out that it was actually all about lobbying of individual industries and the difference between the way academics communicate to the broader public, which is, let's call it, somewhat less accessible, and professional PR people communicate. On the professional PR communicators side, of course, you would have more climate deniers.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so I would say you have a hugely interesting job and hugely interesting challenges to face. So thank you for your absolutely inspiring presentation, Maciej, and best of luck with your project.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.